I have the opportunity to share a little information with you from the Center for Gifted Studies. And we work very closely with the KAGE, just like all of your school districts do. In many ways, KAGE is the professional learning agent for the state of Kentucky for gifted children. The Center for Gifted Studies also has a 40-year history paralleling KAGE. And we provide services for children and young people, for parents and educators. So there are various groups with which we offer services of a variety of kinds. And I want to share with you some of the upcoming activities that we have available. We have an annual 2E or Twice Exceptional Student Seminar. It's a one-day event. Dr. Claire Hughes is coming to present on differentiating twice instructional strategies for twice exceptional learners. It's coming up on the 24th of September. It is not expensive to come, $25 fee. I would have to say that this is a professional learning opportunity that really is important to lots of different role groups. Parents need to know about their twice exceptional learners. Special educators do. Gifted resource teachers do. Classroom teachers do. If your counselors knew more about twice exceptional children, your twice exceptional children would be ahead. And for this, we will certainly register for ELA credit, and there's ELA credit for today, if that is important to anyone who is on this day's learning with us. And if you don't know what ELA is, it probably isn't something that will be useful to you and your role group. A second one-day seminar that we'll offer this fall is what we have called annually the Berta Seminar, because the Berta family made a gift that made this focus on social emotional needs of gifted children available to us. So this is coming up in the month of October. Super Saturdays are on our calendar for November. And Super Saturdays we offer for children in 1st through 6th grade. 3 Saturdays in a row. Our goal is to offer them in person on the campus of WKU. These are wonderful days for young people to be with idea mates, be with other kids of their age or approximate age who are interested in something in which they too are interested. We are planning and getting ready to offer 2 principal cohorts with a focus on equity. If you have elementary principals and middle school principals who would like to participate, please share this information with them. The elementary principals will come in for an afternoon dinner. We'll pay for the meals and for the hotel room and the next morning. So it is compressed professional learning with a focus on elementary principals. And April Wells from Illinois is the consultant who will be coming in to work with the principal cohorts. And April has written a book on equity. And so part of the time will focus on equity and part of the time will focus on basic gifted and what needs to be happening in elementary schools, or for the middle school principals, what needs to be happening for gifted students in the middle school. We'd love to hear from your principals. We think that where principals get it, they understand the needs of gifted students, then that message is strong within the school. And we need for messages to not just be to catch kids up right now, but for all students to be learning. And we think that will be part of our strong message for the principal cohorts. Next summer, and this summer we offered 6 weeks of residential programming, and I'm delighted to say that it went very well and that we did it without COVID, which of course is our goal these days. SCATS is residential program for children completing grades 6 through 8. And it is a 2-week program, and it is such a good time for young people to get to know others who are like they are. They're in their own element and they learn and play together. VAMPI is our summer program that started as Duke Tip's first cooperative program. It is for students in grades 7 through 10, and you qualify for VAMPI based on your 7th or 8th grade ACT score. Those dates are the ones we will be using for VAMPI in this coming year. I would tell you that I recently received an email from a parent, and the subject line was, "VAMPI is magical." For many young people, it is the chance to be with others with whom they feel very much at home. So don't ever hesitate to suggest to a young person that there are residential programs available, and be sure to include the possibilities of SCATS and VAMPI that we offer here. Non-residential camps for elementary children are offered in June and July. These are 1-week opportunities to do some high-level learning in a variety of content areas. And these two are really good times. The Javits grant that was mentioned by Tyler is called Project Launch Plus. And we're partnering with Matt Makel at Johns Hopkins University with this Javits grant. Some of you were very helpful this summer when very quickly we were recruiting students for Camp Discover. Camp Discover this past summer, as well as in subsequent summers, will be for 6th graders who are high ability and have had limited opportunities to learn at high levels. It is a talent search project that is focused on not from a particular place, but young people at a very critical time in their learning when we think it makes a considerable difference what kinds of classes they would choose as they move forward into middle and high school. And there are parent sessions that we would be very happy to come to your area to offer. And we would do this certainly in cooperation with KAGE and with any kind of professional development that you see would be important for parents. And what we would also be sharing is information about opportunities that will encourage talent development. Tyler mentioned earlier the talent identification program that we are trademarking as TIP Kentucky, and the above level assessment and recognition that will go with that. The Make a Difference campaign, we're just launching this and we're so excited because we think lots of your leadership students will want to get involved in this service learning volunteering opportunity. So at WKU, we have numerous opportunities for graduate study. The gifted endorsement, the basic 12-hour endorsement to your teaching certificate is available each year to start and to complete it. We offer an MAE in gifted education and talent development, as well as a specialist degree in gifted education and talent development. And a new certificate that we have available, and it is not for a gifted endorsement, but is for someone in another content area, maybe your psychologist, your counselor, someone who wants to learn more about gifted students, isn't interested in the gifted endorsement, but it also is a 12 graduate hour certificate that would be useful to them. We have 2 positions available. Tyler mentioned the coordinator of the Kentucky Talent Search, and we also have an assistant director of programming position that we have that is currently available. Do you have any questions about opportunities that we have through the Center for Gifted Studies?
Julia, there was a question in here about whether students attending Super Saturdays have to either be in the primary talent pool or formally identified. Do you want to say I answered a little bit in the chat, but do you want to say a little bit about the qualifications?
I would very much like to answer that very appropriate question about Super Saturdays. We do not require them to have been selected for the talent pool or to be identified as a gifted student. Super Saturdays is looking for young people who have a high interest in learning, and they're young children, and we bring together those who have been identified, as well as others who might be identified sometime in the future. Are there other questions?
Here are the questions that I see in the chat right now.
There are so many opportunities that are available. And something that I say with some regularity is that an opportunity is not a real opportunity until you know about it. It is so important for you to be the person who's telling a school counselor about the opportunity to come to the BERTA seminar at no expense for ELA credit to learn about the social emotional needs of gifted kids. It is up to you to make that opportunity a reality for a young person who you think should be taking the ACT this year in order to qualify for VAMP or other opportunities that would come available to them, because you see that spark, you see that they could do really well on that. Be the person who is tapping others on the shoulder to recognize something they've done well and to match an opportunity to them as you see that it would work well for them. Lots of opportunities. No one will be availing themselves of all of them, but they should know about all of those so they can share them with parents. I think there probably are no more frustrated parents than a parent of a twice exceptional child. There are so many special educators who don't know much about twice exceptional children. There are so many gifted educators who don't know much about twice exceptional children. And there are so many regular educators who've never heard of twice exceptional children. So it becomes our responsibility to help the kids who are 2E so that they will receive both the special education services and their services as a gifted child.
Julia, there was something in the chat that our website shows the 18th for Berta, but the slide says October 25th. They're wondering which date is correct and when registration will open.
The slide is what is correct. And actually, the consultant needed to change that date. I'm glad you are bringing that to our attention. We will get that changed on the website right away, and registration should be available any day now. So just follow along with us, and that ought to be up right away. Anything else you'd like to know? Let me talk for just a minute about the primary talent pool. I don't know of any other state that has something similar to the primary talent pool. And a friend of mine at Northwestern said, "My goodness, Julia, that is a brilliant idea." And I answered, yes, but it is an idea that is not being fully implemented in many school districts. The primary talent pool was put in place to wait to identify children as gifted at the end of third grade in order to give children every opportunity to develop their higher level thinking before that time. Thinking of children from economically challenged families who may not have had the educational advantages that other children may have had. And so the goal is to look not just at a small percentage, but at 25% of the children in K through 3, and to give them every opportunity to thrive and develop their higher level thinking. Now, to do that, it can't just be the gifted resource teacher doing that. If that is the case, parents will assume that the primary talent pool is just the first step into the gifted program. And we know that is not the case. So the primary talent pool needs to have other teachers providing services, the art teacher, the music teacher, other teachers with talents need to be working with the primary talent pool so that when it's time to identify these children at the end of third grade, lots of children will have that opportunity to show themselves and to be ready to be identified. I say this about the primary talent pool because I think it is so important. And if it is not underutilized in your district, congratulations to you. I think that's wonderful. But in many districts, it could be in name only, or it could be that very seldom are services provided to your primary talent pool students. And then it does not live up to the expectation that it really is a talent pool, that it is the place where multiple services will be delivered so these children have the opportunity to thrive. And if you're doing a great job with the primary talent pool, would you please email me, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. Okay. Any questions before we move on?
Julia, Trish has a question about, do you suggest a percentage of children in each grade level for the primary talent pool?
I think we're talking about 25% of the children in each grade level that should be offered services in order to enhance their opportunities to learn at the highest levels possible.